There's something kind of beautiful, poetic about the end, even the perceived notion of it. Is this it? The nearing of the final days. Kathryn Bigelow's underappreciated neo-noir project balances the dread of the unknown and the possibility of destruction, set within the picturesque urban decay of a future not too far from our own. We don't talk enough about Strange Days, a story that deals with the social unrest, racial tension, voyeurism, and addiction to technology. Set to what could be the end of days at the turn of the century. So as our own year comes to a close, let's talk paranoia, explore the past, and dive into the rich world of a slightly different Los Angeles in 1999. And in doing so, discuss the scene that defines it. I'm Vlcek. This is Scene Breakdown. Strange Days tells the story of Lenny Nero, Ray Fiennes, who deals in illegal memory tapes recorded on a SQUID, superconducting quantum interface device, an outlawed technology originally meant to replace the wire in law enforcement stings. After a prominent social justice rapper is murdered by the LAPD, Nero and his friend Mace, Angel Bassett, find themselves in the middle of a citywide conspiracy, with their lives on the line. Now listen, it doesn't break the boundaries of literature, but this works and works well. Now why? Because it's set in a lived-in, unique world. The world building here is detailed, immersive, and grand. Now before I give Strange Days its due, I will warn, spoilers lie ahead. World building, something that sells a certain type of sci-fi. Think the details in the world design of Blade Runner, or the intricate rules in The Matrix. Perfectly done and balanced. We need structure, a thought-out reality. What Bigelow and writer James Cameron really understood is that Strange Days works because it's set in a not-too-distant future. A tangible event that needed to exist as a parallel to our universe. A 1992 riot-type event in the future of 1999. And so we get a crime-ridden police state where we have the tech to record life in a way like never before. Experience has become a drug and the real world is a constant shit show. And even a mall Santa needs to keep his head on a swivel. We get many drive-by shots of looting, assaults, and overall chaos. A constant militarized police presence, tanks, barricades, checkpoints. It's the crumbling society. Cut to the great Vincent D'Onofrio and William Fichtner's characters shooting indiscriminately on a subway platform. Who's gonna stop them? Or Nero casually heading home to his dump of an apartment, with police choppers and sirens serenading his walk. 10 minutes in and we visually, and beautifully if I may say so myself, watch a city burn from the ground up. And everyone is either taking part or apathetically coexisting in it. Then we have the actual science fiction of the world with the SQUID technology.
The technology was developed for the feds to place the body wire, and now it's gone black market.
The idea itself, it sounds fun and could be an exciting experience, but Strange Days wisely plays into the bleakness of it all. Constant wanting, constant regret, and the eventual addiction. And not too far off from the perils of social media, living through the lives of others and the loss of what's truly real. Jacking in, the method of experiencing others' memories, is such a cool idea because you feel them, you actually exist in them. And listen, I don't think it's delved into enough, or at least deep enough for me, but the idea that Nero spends his free time, every moment he has, living in the past with his ex, with Juliette Lewis's character, is such a tragic hole for the character to be in. And it's something that I think a lot of people can relate to. I mean, yes, you think you're better, you think you're stronger, but you miss somebody enough, you're lonely enough, and then, why not live in the moment? It just happens to be in the past. And there is such a sadness in not only living in the memories, but the idea that you could feel the joy of the past, and that addiction would derail your hope for finding happiness in the future. It's a vicious spiral and something that does seem realistic enough that I don't know how far away we are from it. Cameron's idea is fantastic, while Bigelow's execution gives it a sexy yet cold execution. It's a genre mix of cyberpunk and neo-noir, with a ticking clock to the unknown. But the reason Strange Days works so well is that its essence is that of a vibe movie. The feel of the world and how the characters act in it feels so specific. I felt it as a kid and I still feel it now. Like The Crow, Blade Runner, or even The 13th Floor, Strange Days excels at making you experience the actual space.
The latest technology.
Oh, that is so beautiful.
Not as grand as his other sci-fi movies. This is more low-key, but it's here. And, of course, this having a distinct soundtrack adds a lot to it as well. Lords of Acid, Juliette Lewis, Stachel, Peter Gabriel, Marilyn Manson, I mean, the list goes on. I'm sorry, but YouTube sucks with music, so I can't really show any, but it's the perfect companion and gives so much life to this world. This movie is tied to the music. And yet, even the cast is top-notch, giving the right amount of uniqueness that makes each character distinctive. Fiennes as Nero is cool enough to believe in, but pathetic enough to where, him constantly getting his ass kicked seems believable, and at times just. Not to mention, he has a sense of style I would rock out if given the choice. Angela Bassett plays Mace, and she is the perfect rock here, the one actual good human being. She sticks to her morals and looks like a badass doing it. She has this great iconic look. The suit and red lipstick. Bassett looks absolutely stunning. Sizemore's Max is always a pleasure and plays corrupt like no other. Good or bad, I'm always down for a Sizemore character. Mr. Michael Wincott is fantastic as always, even sporting a strange accent. I don't know, at times I was like, is he trying to be British? But he clearly never goes there. And sports some glam rock threads.
Faith always knows what she wants.
Juliette Lewis owned the 90s and plays slutty and slimy Faith so damn well. It's really a stacked cast populating a place waiting to explode. Now, there are a few key scenes that I feel could represent the movie as a whole. I would say the ending reveal with Sizemore as the bad guy, the struggle, the toss off of the roof. I would also say the death of the crooked cops as the new millennium nears. But there is something so effective and so visceral about the opening Chinese restaurant robbery. The scene begins with us in the back seat of a car, prepping, psyching ourselves up for a robbery. We are truly POV as the body we inhabit eyes dart around the car. The other team members argue and get high. This is setting up the squid technology, its use, and Bigelow wisely saves the exposition for later. We're thrust into the experience at the moment of peak intensity, beating innocent restaurant workers, guns to their heads, constantly screaming. I mean, you really feel like you're involved. And as quickly as cash is in hands, the cops show up and the dread sets in. There's this moment of fear. The scene builds like a ticking time bomb, with the getaway crumbling into a disaster, the perp, us in the POV, falling to our death. The POV perspective makes us complicit in the crime, experiencing the adrenaline, panic, and eventual horror firsthand. The dialogue overlaps, the characters panic, and this world feels unpredictably alive. It is pure anxiety, and within a couple of minutes, we witness the last gasp of a man's life, one built around bad decisions and witnessing the last one he makes. Of course, Bigelow & Company didn't have the technology to pull this off. This was 1995, filmed in 1994. They had to build a helmet camera, one that didn't exist at the time. And using innovative rigging is really a clever approach to absolutely sell the idea. One Bigelow should get more credit for. A haunting scene, one that sets the tone for a world feeling like it's at the end, with society coming apart. One filled with rage, regret, paranoia, and apathy. It is the defining scene, and one that not only sells Strange Days, but puts you right in the driver's seat. Remember, folks, paranoia
is just reality on a finer scale.
And there is no greater truth. Happy New Year, guys.
Seems like the world is moving on. Didn't stop to look around. Didn't give a shit if you're crashing down. You can close your eyes but not your skin. Don't believe what you refuse to see. Won't find a way in. Well, I can't ignore a certain fate. The result of